This is Francis. At 32, he's an accountant, a brother, and a friend. He used to be known for his quick wit and love for hiking. But these days, Francis feels like a shadow of himself. It's a Tuesday morning, but Francis hasn't left his bed. His alarm buzzed an hour ago, but he didn't move to silence it. His mind is clouded with thoughts. Why even bother getting up? I can't face people today. What if I mess everything up? This isn't just a bad day or a rough patch. Francis is living with major depressive disorder, a condition that has quietly taken over his life. To truly understand Francis's story, let's explore what major depression really is. Major depressive disorder, or MDD, isn't just about feeling sad or down. It's a serious mental health condition recognized in the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders 5th edition. To diagnose MDD, at least 5 of these symptoms must be present for 2 or more weeks and represent a significant change from normal functioning. One symptom must be either depressed mood or loss of interest or pleasure in activities. Here's what the DSM-5 outlines. 1. Depressed mood nearly every day for most of the day. 2. Anhedonia, a marked loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed. 3. Changes in appetite or weight, such as significant weight loss or gain. 4. Sleep disturbances like insomnia or oversleeping. 5. Fatigue or loss of energy nearly every day. 6. Feelings of worthlessness or excessive guilt. 7. Difficulty concentrating or making decisions. 8. Psychomotor agitation or slowing. 9. Recurrent thoughts of death or suicidal ideation. Francis experiences nearly all these symptoms. His depression isn't just emotional, it's physical, mental, and all-consuming. Biologically, depression can result from low serotonin and dopamine levels, which regulate mood, energy, and motivation. Psychologically, theories like Aaron Beck's cognitive theory of depression suggest that distorted thinking patterns, like Francis' thoughts of "I'm a failure," create a cycle of negativity that deepens the condition. And socially, depression isolates. It tricks you into withdrawing from friends, family, and the things you love. Let's see how this unfolds for Francis. Francis didn't always feel this way. Just a year ago, he was excelling at work, attending trivia nights with friends and hiking on weekends. But over the past 6 months, the weight of depression has slowly dragged him down. One day at work, Francis froze. His boss asked for a report, but he couldn't concentrate enough to finish it. When his co-worker asked, "Are you okay?" he muttered a quick, "Yeah, just tired." But inside, he wasn't okay. That night, Francis sat in his car for an hour after work. He thought about driving home, but even that felt overwhelming. He didn't cry, he didn't scream, he just sat there numb. For Francis, this moment wasn't just exhaustion, it was the breaking point. It was the moment he realized, I need help. The first step was the hardest. Francis called his doctor and said, "I think I need help." His doctor listened and referred him to a therapist who specializes in depression. In therapy, Francis learned more about what was happening in his brain and life. His therapist introduced cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, a proven treatment for depression. CBT helped Francis identify and challenge the distorted thoughts fueling his depression. For example, when he thought, "I'm a failure," his therapist asked, "What evidence do you have for that? Let's test that thought." Slowly, Francis started replacing negativity with more balanced thinking. Francis's doctor also discussed medication. He started on an antidepressant that helped stabilize his mood, giving him the energy to engage with therapy and self-care. And self-care was critical. Francis began taking small, manageable steps, getting out of bed and sitting by the window, taking 5-minute walks and journaling his thoughts without judgment. Each small step was a victory. If you know someone like Francis, you might wonder, how can I help? Supporting someone with depression can be challenging, but it's also incredibly impactful. Here's what works. First, listen without judgment. Avoid saying things like, "Just cheer up," or "You have so much to be happy about." Instead, say, "I'm here for you. Tell me how I can support you." Second, offer practical help. Depression makes daily tasks overwhelming. Francis's sister brought him groceries, which lifted a huge burden. Ask your loved one, "Can I help with errands or chores?" Third, be patient. Recovery is not linear. Francis had good days and bad days, but his sister reminded him, "I'm proud of you for trying." Fourth, educate yourself. Learn about depression to better understand what they're going through. Fifth, encourage professional help. If they're open to it, suggest therapy or a doctor's visit. Offer to help them make the call or accompany them if they're nervous. And finally, check in consistently. Depression isolates people, but a simple text saying, "Thinking of you," can mean the world. Francis's recovery didn't happen overnight, but with time, therapy, medication, and the support of loved ones, he began to heal. Now Francis has learned to manage his depression. He still has tough days, but he knows they're just that, days, not forever. He's learned to reach out for help when he needs it and to celebrate the small victories, like cooking a meal or going for a jog. If you're struggling like Francis, know this: help is out there. You're not alone, and recovery is possible. And if you know someone like Francis, your compassion and support could be the lifeline they need. Depression is a tough battle, but it's not a fight you have to face alone. Whether you're struggling or supporting someone who is, remember this: healing is a journey, and every small step matters. Let's break the stigma around mental health and create a world where people like Francis feel seen, heard, and supported. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mental health stories and education.